thank you very much for sharing your thoughts. I think it does make us think we've all, been on this path, and just knowing that our higher education is helping us in kind of that supply chain and where we're going is important. So I want to bring up to the stage, well, first I have to use my bell. AT&T is giving cowbells away, and so I wanted to be able to use that because I wanted to wake you all up. So joining me this morning and all of you is Nancy Lena, and I'd like her to come on up. And she is going to be talking to us about some of the exciting work they're doing. And you have on your tables the Transforming Education Today to Build the Workforce of Tomorrow. So again, you see we have a theme this morning, and it really makes sense. So let's give a seated welcome to Nancy.
Okay, can everyone hear me? All right, awesome. So thank you so much for having me here today. I am super excited to be here, and just hearing Pam's comments about workforce development is really exciting from a AT&T or a corporate perspective. I'm going to take you through about 3 areas today. First, we're going to talk a little bit about what we do from an Aspire perspective, which is our education foundation through the philanthropic side of AT&T. A little bit about, as Candace said, about the guide and how that ties into our theming and our support of workforce development. And then I get the pleasure of introducing Peter to talk about Student Voices, as we are the sponsor again this year. So again, I'm just super excited to hear about, again, the work that you guys are doing from a workforce development perspective. I think at AT&T we recognize to take it to the next level, that we as corporate partners play a very significant role in this process. Because at the end of the day, as kids graduate, they ultimately need to go and find jobs. So we play a fairly significant role in that chain to make sure that we are providing direction and guidance on the type of students and the type of future workers that we are looking for. So I want to start out by talking and spending just a few minutes to talk about some of the work and some of the updates that our Aspire organization has been doing. So for those of you who may or may not know, Aspire, as I mentioned, is the philanthropic side of our house that supports education. We just celebrated our 10th anniversary, and I just wanted to spend a few minutes giving you a couple of updates on where we are with the program today. So primarily, first and foremost, Aspire exists to invest in education and training programs. So we just crossed a significant milestone where we have now upped our commitment from a financial perspective to $500 million in monies that we have to support education over the last 10 years and going into the future. I think we were about $400 million when I started. We've added $50 million last year and $50 million again this year. So clearly as a company, I know Randall Stevenson from a CEO perspective, this is a pet project of his, and actually he's the one that came up with Aspire as a new organization. So we've seen the value, we've seen the benefits, we're continuing to support it from a financial perspective. Secondly, supporting technology applications that solve education challenges. Much like your Emerging Partners program, we have an accelerator program ourselves. We just announced our 5th class, 8 companies that participate in that, and we choose some of what we feel to be the new best ed tech startups across the country. To date, before this class, we have graduated 27 companies through the program. About 23 million students have been impacted by the technologies that they've had out there. Carl, I don't know if Carl or Tanis is in here. I'm not sure. Most of you know Carl. Carl and Lauren were actually in the very first class of the accelerator program that we did. So we're happy to see some of these companies actually go on and get engaged in companies like SETDA and other organizations. One of the other great things about this particular program is, AT&T is very committed to diversity. So we are very thoughtful and mindful about the types of companies we choose. So 63% of those are female-owned companies, 44% are minority-owned companies, and more than 50% of those companies reside in areas outside of San Francisco or Silicon Valley. So we're really trying to do a good job of offering those opportunities to everybody, regardless of where you are across the country. Okay, so next. We've also made a fairly significant commitment to hire veterans and family members. we made that commitment back in 2013 that we were going to hire 20,000 folks by the year 2020, and we have actually reached 88% of that goal through the end of 2018. I think we can all agree that veterans play a very significant role. I mean, and folks that serve our country are extremely important to us, and when they come back, we want to be able to offer them a career or members of their family that need to support their families while they're out on deployment. So something that's very near and dear to our heart as well. And then lastly, as we think about the, and I think Pam, you'll sort of appreciate some of this too, is promoting STEM training through ongoing education programs. So think of this not only as secondary, but post-secondary. Even within AT&T ourselves, we just spent $1.5 billion to retool and to retrain all of our internal employees to be ready for the next generation from a technology perspective. So it's something we personally believe in from our, as we treat our own employees. And then we also work with companies like Udacity, where we have helped to develop nano degrees to give 50,000 learners online job skills, whether they're already in the workforce or soon to be in the workforce. And then we also worked again with them to provide 1,200 scholarships for underserved students through various nonprofit programs. And then next, this is one that I personally really enjoy, is our commitment to internships. So we just announced this year, probably about a month ago, that along with Year Up, who you guys may be familiar with as an organization, that we are committing 200 internships through 2022, which is an 8-fold increase over where we were previously. So selfishly, as a corporation, as we look for the best and brightest students to come in and work from an internship perspective with us, we're actually in the midst of that right now. These kids will come in for 8 weeks. They do real work. They're not relegated to, doing administrative type tasks. They come across all areas of our business. They get fully engaged in the process, and it's a tremendous learning experience for them. And selfishly for us, we're looking for folks that we can hire. Probably 75% of the folks that we hire every year, which is anywhere between 25,000 to 30,000 people a year, have STEM backgrounds. So again, all the great work you guys are doing to prepare these kids helps us as we look for folks that we want to bring into our organization. And I think as we pivot and talk about some of the work that we're doing with the guide, you'll see that our engagement really helps you guys understand what are the types of skills that we're looking for and that other employers are looking for when they're going out to hire students. So Candace was kind enough to mention the guide that we have. So this was a labor of love of mine that I've been putting together over the past year. I liken this to having a child. I don't have any children of my own, but it's taken me about 10 months to put this together, so this is probably about as close to giving birth as I'm ever going to get. So, in here you will find about 5 strategies, and we think about, again, workforce development is something, again, as we sat and tried to put together what is AT&T's holistic strategy around supporting education. We really came up with 5 strategies of what we do, and there's 10 stories in this guide that really illustrate those particular strategies. So we talk about workforce development in K through 12, which obviously we discussed here today. Mentoring, what a huge and important role that plays. Exposing students to workforce technologies, which again, you guys do on a daily basis. Collaborations, again, whether that's with organizations like SETDA, whether that's with corporations, bringing in those diverse backgrounds and what a key role that plays from a development standpoint. And then promoting equity, and that can be equity on a number of different levels. So again, 10 different stories in here. There's a little something for everybody. So take a read. If you've got questions about it, you're more than welcome to come find me throughout the course of the day. But I think you'll find something in there that you might be able to take back to your particular organizations. You might find a nonprofit that you didn't know that existed that you might be able to use and have your teachers take advantage of some of that work. But again, I think this gives you a little bit of an idea about our commitment to education and the things that we support. And I'm really happy to hear that we're all on the same page in terms of where we see everything going. And lastly, and probably the most fun part of my discussion, is I'm happy to say that, again, we are the sponsor of Student Voices, again, for 2019. So I have to say, for those folks that were in Washington, D.C. last year and had the chance to hear the kids from St. Albans talk, I was personally so touched. enthusiastic. They were so professional. And for middle schoolers, I was just blown away. And I think the thing that really resonated the most with me was the sense of community and how they brought everyone in. It wasn't just the teachers and the parents. It was the entire community that got engaged in the whole process. And that really resonates with us from AT&T because, again, we think anytime that when you're looking at a student, or it's a community effort, everybody plays a role in their success. So with that, I am happy to bring Peter Drescher up from Vermont, and he is actually going to announce the winner for 2019. So again, thanks guys for your time. We appreciate it, and Peter, I'm going to hand it off to you.
We're missing a link for a map, so I'll proceed. Anyways, I'm Peter Drescher, the State Director for Education Technology in the state of Vermont. Very happy to be here, and I was very happy to be here last November when the kids from St. Albans City School were here. I think if you remember that, they were charming, brilliant, fantastic presentation, very authentic. It was second through sixth grade, if you remember, and some of the quotes that were said, I think one of them was, don't treat us like babies, that kind of stuff. So it was wonderful, and it made me really proud, of course, to be a Vermonter. Their program is not unique. There's a lot of very small schools in Vermont that are doing really good work, providing, as mentioned today, project-based learning is a big theme in a lot of Vermont schools. So I was certainly very proud that they were honored with the award. So that's great. I'm obviously doubly proud to be up here today to honor this year's winners and to pass the torch, if it will, as it were, for another fine example of school making an impact in another of our member states. This year the competition was fierce. I think we have about a dozen entries this year, but the reviewers have narrowed the field a bit, and I'm going to talk about the 5 finalists for the 2019 award. I also want to make a quick pitch just for the award itself and for the folks in the room. We had a dozen entries this year. It's open to affiliates, member states, private sector partners can nominate 1, 2. I want to make sure you all understand this is a great opportunity for you and your state and the schools in your state. So I just would encourage people to think about nominating a school from your own location this next year. So, anyways, I'm going to go. They're in alphabetical order here. Okay, so we're going to get down through. The first one is Illinois, and let me just move ahead to this one. Here we are. There's the ones there. Illinois had McHenry Elementary School, District 15. District 15 strives to provide students with an educational opportunity that fosters engagement, interaction, and achievement through cutting-edge technology and a personalized learning approach. At the core of this program is access to innovation centers, STEM labs, STEAM studios, video production hubs, and learning media centers that are stunning and truly eye-catching. A sequential K-8 cross-curricular program is at the center of their efforts to provide a rich core curriculum, spur innovation, and provide project-based exploration. The next one was Kentucky. Kentucky was the Learning Center, TLC, from Fayette County Schools. The Learning Center's unique alternative education program equips each student with digital tools, an adult mentor, and a host of on- and off-campus learning opportunities linked to career interests. One of the most unique aspects of TLC is the EOS, or Employability Operating System, an in-house developed digital program hosting wraparound services with a focus on employable behaviors, life skills, readiness, and life expectations. This school has also made the decision to adopt a student technology leadership framework that is supported by the Kentucky Department of Education. In Maine, we heard from RSU 84, or MSAD 14. They're far to the east, bordering New Brunswick province. At East Grand School, the culture and learning environments are highly student-centered and connected to the small rural community. The project-based learning curriculum aims to help students gain a sense of place, a sense of community, and a sense of self. The East Grand students wanted to immerse state leaders into their school community to show how even in a rural, isolated area, they have many opportunities, technology helps, and to show how a school can be created so that all students have voices that matter. With the school's project-based learning curriculum, which intentionally integrates technology, educators have seen students become more willing to take risks, be more persistent when challenged by learning, show empathy, encourage others more readily, and communicate more efficiently when working in groups. The next one is from Minnesota. Minnesota had the Community School of Excellence. The Community School of Excellence is home to the Asian Penguins, the school's computer club. The students in the club learn to use, configure, and install Linux and other free open source software. Computers from this program are given to families of needy students, helping to close the school's digital divide, ensuring that all students have an opportunity to learn both at school and at home. Kids in the club often become go-to technology resources in their classes, with teachers coming to them seeking answers to tech issues they're having. This extends as well into the home and community environment, with the students helping their parents and siblings with technology issues as well. The Community School of Excellence has made the Asian Penguins Club a vibrant part of the community. The fifth one, New York, was a Mineola Middle School. At Mineola Middle School, it is a fundamental belief that students learn in different ways, and curriculum is delivered through the use of multimedia-based text sets. Resources appeal to different learning styles, and technological platforms allow for deliberate skills-based practice. Recently, via a STEM competition, students designed a prototype of the Long Island Railroad expansion project. In this way, differentiation affords all students an opportunity to access the content. Teachers leverage instructional technologies to build upon student growth areas, enhance strengths, and provide a personalized learning experience for each child according to curriculum content and standards.